Hi guys, it's Mrs. Tucker. I want you to grab the worksheet called Completing the Table. This is in the unit on writing equations. All right, you've got that. Let's complete table 1 together. It says some of the values for the equation y equals 2x plus 1 are missing. Complete the table for the missing values. Well, let's see here. There's a whole lot of stuff missing, isn't there? Let's see, this x, your x's here start at 0. There's a blank and there's a 2. It goes 0, blank, 2. Then it jumps to 4. There's a blank, 9, blank, 13. I'm feeling certain like I know probably what goes in one of these boxes. Which one do you feel like for sure you know what number goes in there? Yeah, I'm thinking here. From here to here was a jump of 2. So I'm guessing from here to here I'd rather make a jump of what? Yeah, I'm thinking it should go 1. Doesn't it make sense if they went 0, this should be 1, that should be 2? Yeah, I think so too. I think that makes sense. Now they gave us this equation right here. I'm going to just double check and see if my guess is correct. If I put in an x of 1, 2 times 1 is 2 plus 1 is 3. So that checks out. Okay, we're good there. All right, I'm going to put in an x value of 2. 2 times whatever your x value is plus 1. Well, my x value here is 2. So if I plug in a 2, 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 more is what? Yeah, 5 goes in right here. Let's put in an x value of 4. 4 times 2 is? Plus 1 more is? Yeah, this y value should be 9. All right. Here, well, let's go ahead and let's go on down to 9. Let's skip that one little blank right there. Let's put in a 9 right there. 2 times 9 is? Plus 1 more. Okay. Let's put in a 13 right here. 2 times 13? Plus 1 more. Okay, we got us some numbers going here. Now we have to work this backwards. They're giving us the y value. Actually, we could put in one more. We forgot to put in the 0. Let's put in a 0 here. 2 times 0 plus 1. Right, there we go. Okay, so what I want to do now is take this equation, y equals 2 times your x value plus 1. Down here they gave us the y value. Let's plug in 15 for y. Let's put in 15 right there. I need some number that when it's multiplied by 2 and I add 1 to it, I get 15. Yeah, what number plus 1 gives you 15? Yeah, 14. So I know 2 times x has to be 14. So x equals what? Yeah, your x has to be 7. Let's do that again for 21. Let's get rid of all of this. I have y equals 2 times x plus 1, but they gave me a y of 21. Let's substitute that in for the y. Some number right here plus 1 more gives me 21. This number right here has to be what? Yeah, that has to be 20. So 2 times what number gives you the 20? Yeah, this number right here has to be 10. All right? Now let's graph all of that. I want you to graph all of these. 0, 1. 1, 3. Do the best job you can. They're not all going to fit. 2, 5. 4, 9. I think that's all that's going to fit. Yep, that's all we can do. That's all we can graph. Looks like they pretty much fall on a straight line. Okay? Are the y values increasing or decreasing? Come on, Mrs. Tucker. Are your y values increasing or decreasing? Yeah, those are all increasing. When my x value increases by 1, what happens to the y value? Well, let's go find in our table where our x value increases by 1. Here my x value increased by 1. What happened to my y value? Yep, right there it increased by 2. Here's another place where my x value increases by 1. What happened to my y value? It increased by 2. Is there any other place where my x value increases by 1? Right here. My x value increased by 1. My y value increased by what? Yeah, by 2. Okay, now watch this. Here my x value increased by what? Plus 2. My y value increased by what? Yep, plus 4. It's double what's happening? Where's my thing going? Somebody's playing a joke on me. Here when my x value increased by 2, my y value increased by 4. Here when my x value increases by 1, my y value increases by 2. All right? I want you to predict what's going to happen here when my x value increased by 3. This jump is 3 times bigger than this one. What do you predict the amount of the jump's going to be here? Instead of it being an increase of 2, it's going to be 3 times bigger. And isn't from 9 to 15 an increase of 6? Yeah, but 6 divided by 3 brings us back down to 2 over 1. Yeah, so we're still following the same pattern. Anyway, when x increases by 1, what happens to your y value? It increases by what? Yeah, graph the ordered pairs in the table that will fit into the coordinate grid. And we've done that. Okay? There's one thing I want you guys to notice here. We've skipped some values, but isn't it easy enough to go back in and put in the ones that's missing? Like right here we went 0, 1, 2, 4. We skipped over 3. And I'd really like to put 3 in there so it follows the pattern. Here I increased by 2, I increased by 2. I'm thinking from this number to the one that's missing, I probably should increase by 2. What's 5 increased by 2? 7. 7 increased by 2 is 9. Yeah, we can always go in there and fit the ones that are missing. And later in this unit, that's going to be my trick for you guys. My little hint is if there's data missing, if they skipped over some, go ahead and put them back in the table. All right? Okay, I am going to read the instructions for table 2, and then I'm going to pause. And I want you and somebody sitting near you to work this next one. I want you to work as partners or group of 3. And work it out and compare answers, and then we'll come back and discuss it. So I'm going to pause the video here. Okay, some of the values of the equation y equals x plus 2 are missing. Complete the table for the missing values. Okay, well here I've got an x value of 2. If I put 2 in for my x right here and add 2 to it, I get 4. They gave me an x value of 3. I'm going to plug in 3. 3 plus 2 is 5. They gave me an x value of 6. 6 plus 2 is 8. And they also gave me an x value of 7. And 7 plus 2 is 9. All right, let's see if we can work this backwards. Here is a y value of 2. I'm going to put that in right there. If the answer is 2, and I know the process is x plus 2, what number plus 2 gives you 2? Yeah, it's got to be 0. Let's plug in this next y value. A y value of 3 goes in right here in the equation. What number plus 2 gives you 3? Yep, got to be 1. I have a y of 6. Plug that in for your y right there. What number plus 2 gives you 6? Yep, that has to be 4. Let's plug in a y value of 7. What number plus 2 gives you 7? Yeah, that's got to be 5. Now let's see what we've got here. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, those are all increasing by 1. Then I've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Those are all increasing by 1. Part A, are your y values increasing or decreasing? All of the y values are increasing. When x increases by 1, what happens with your y value? When your x increases by 1, what is your y value doing? Yeah, the y value increases by 1. Graph the ordered pairs in the table that will fit on the coordinate grid. Here we go. 0, 2, 1, 3, 2, 4, 3, 5, 4, 6, 5, 7, 6, 8, and 7, 9. Did your graph look like mine? Great. On to table number 3. Some of the values of the equation y equals 2x minus 5 are missing. Complete the table for the missing values. You guys know how to do this now. I'm going to pause the video here. You work this one on your own. Do this one all by yourself, no talking. Okay, so I'm going to rewrite my equation like this. Y equals 2 times whatever my x value is minus 5. Okay, that's that equation right there. When my x, I'm going to start with an easy one. X value of 0, plug in 0. 2 times 0 minus 5 gives you what? Yeah, 2 times 0 is 0, and 0 minus 5 is negative 5. Let's put in an x value of 1. 2 times 1 is 2. What's 2? Subtract 5. Negative 3. Let's put in an x value of 6. 2 times 6? Yep, 12. 12 subtract 5. Let's put in an x value of 9. 9 times 2, 18. 18 subtract 5. Okay, now let's go put in some negative numbers. I have an x of negative 2. What's positive 2 multiplied by negative 2? Yep, that's negative 4, and we're going to subtract 5. Now, be careful here. This is subtraction. You're allowed to add a line and change the sign because subtracting is the same as adding the opposite. So now what's negative 4 plus negative 5? Yeah, this one's negative 9. And it looks like if you look at this right here, there's definitely a pattern happening. Let's put in negative 3 in for x. What's positive 2 times negative 3? Negative 6, subtract 5. This is subtraction. I'm allowed to add a line, change the sign, because subtracting is the same as adding the opposite. What's negative 6 plus negative 5? Negative 11. Yeah. This one definitely is decreasing by 2, decreasing by 2, decreasing by 2, decreasing by 2. I'll bet I know what number goes in there, but I'm going to play the backwards game. I'm going to do this. Get rid of all of this. Here's my equation, 2 times x minus 5. Let me pull that in a little bit closer. 2 times x minus 5. I know y is negative 7. So let's put in a negative 7 right here. Some number, when I subtract 5 from it, I get negative 7. I wonder what number right here goes in the box. Negative 5 with what? Well, I got cut off there. I wasn't watching my time. Okay, where were we? All right, I put in this -7 in for my y. What number minus 5 gives you -7? What number, I need to know what number goes in this box, so when I subtract 5 from it, I get -7. Yeah, that's going to be -2, because -2 subtract 5, if you add a line, change the sign here, you get -7. Okay, so that means 2 times some number gives you -2. What number times 2 gives you -2? Yeah, that's got to be -1. And I know you guys knew that because you were following the pattern. The pattern right here is increase by 1, increase by 1, increase by 1, increase by 1, increase by 2, increase by 2, increase by 2, increase by 2. Did we once again increase by 2 here? We sure did. So I'm thinking we're going to increase by 1, but let's check it out. Let's put it into our equation, and we're just going to check it out and see. Y equals 2x minus 5. I'm going to put in -1 for my y, so I'm going to substitute that in. Let's put in -1 for y. What number minus 5 gives you -1? What number minus 5 equals -1? Yeah, that number's got to be 4, because 4 minus 5, if you add a line, change the sign, 4 plus -5 is your -1. So the number in the box is 4. I know 2 times some number has to equal 4, and that number has to be what? 2. And it follows the pattern. Increase by 1, increase by 1, increase by 1, increase by 1, increase by 1. Whoops, what happened here? Yeah, you got to watch out for that, because here they're not following the pattern. But anyway, we've got our table filled out, and now we can answer all these questions. Okay? It says, are the y values increasing or decreasing? Well, these are all increasing. Those y values are all increasing. When x increases by 1, what happens to the y value? What are they doing? As your x increases by 1, your y values are doing what? Yeah, they're increasing by 2. Now they want you to graph the ordered pairs that will fit on the grid. So -3, whoops, didn't mean to put a dot there. -3, -11. It kind of would be out here somewhere. -2, -9. -1, -7. 0, -5. 1, -3. 2, -1. 6, ooh, that's a big jump. 6, 7, and 9, well, 13 doesn't fit on there. But it kind of looks like they all fall in a straight line, right? Yeah, it does. Even though we have this big gap in here, they all fall on a straight line. Oops. Okay, let's see what's happening with table 4. Sum of the values of the equation y equals -2 multiplied by x plus 3 are missing. Complete the table for the missing values. That's not your bell. Okay, let's take an x of 0 and plug it in right here. -2 times 0, 0. 0 plus 3, 3. Let's put in a 3 right here. Okay, let's take an x value of 9. -2 multiplied by +9. Yep, that's -18. What's -18 plus 3? -15. So right here, -15. Okay, let's do that again. That was so much fun. Let's try again. Let's put in 15 for an x. We've got a 15 of x right here. -2 times +15. -30 plus 3? Yeah, that's -27. Oh, let's do that again. 16. Let's put in a 16 right here. What's negative 2 times positive 16? Yeah, that's negative 32. Negative 32 plus 3 gives you what? Yeah, negative 29. Let's put in 18. 18 multiplied by negative 2. Negative 2 multiplied by positive 18. That's negative 36. Negative 36 plus 3 is negative 33. Okay. All right, I'm going to rewrite my equation. All right, now we've got that filled in, and it appears that when my x increases by 1, my y is doing what? Yeah, just a little hint there. Okay, I have a y of negative 3, so I'm going to plug in a y right here of negative 3. So some number plus 3 gives me negative 3. What does this number in the box have to be? Yeah, that number in that box has to be, if I'm increasing by 3 and I get negative 3, this has to be negative 6. Isn't negative 6 plus 3 negative 3? Yeah. So that means that negative 2 multiplied by some number gives me negative 6. What number multiplied by negative 2 gives me negative 6? Yeah, that's a 3. Plug in 3 right there. Let's try that again. Let's put in a y of negative 9. Some number, when it's increased by 3, gives me negative 9. What is that number? That number has to be negative 12, because negative 12 increased by 3 gives me negative 9. So negative 2 multiplied by some number has to be this negative 12. What does that number have to be? Yeah, that's going to be a 6. You got to be real good with your integers to be doing this. If you guys need help with your integers, you need to come see me. Let's put in negative 21. Negative 21 equals some number increased by 3. What number increased by 3 gives you negative 21? Yeah, that's got to be negative 24. Negative 24 increased by 3 is negative 21. That means that the number in the box, that negative 2 times x, has to be negative 24. What number multiplied by negative 2 gives you negative 24? Yeah, that's negative 12. Okay. Now let's see if we can answer the rest of the questions. Are the y values increasing or decreasing? I went from 3 to negative 3 to negative 9 to negative 15 to negative 21. Yeah, those are all decreasing. My y values are decreasing as my x's are doing what? Oops, does that oops, that's not a negative 12, is it? Good thing I checked the pattern. That's a positive 12. Silly Mrs. Tucker. She hasn't had enough coffee here at 6:45 in the morning. Silly girl. Good thing I checked my pattern, huh? Yeah, and I'm sure you guys caught that. All right, when x is increasing by 1, what happens to your y value? I do not see x increasing by 1 anywhere except for right here. When my x increased by 1, my y did what? Yeah, it got smaller by 2. Well, let's check it out here. This increased by 3. What happened here? That decreased by how many? 6. Okay, does that follow the pattern? If I increased by 3, I decreased by 6. So if I increased by 1 instead, I should be decreasing by what? Yeah, divide that by 3, divide that by 3, it all works out. So when x increases by 1, what's happening with your y value? It decreases by 2. Now graph your ordered pairs. Let's graph the ordered pairs and complete this sheet. 0, 3. 3, negative 3. 6, negative 9. And I think that's all we can graph. Does it look like it falls on a straight line? Yeah, it does. And it should look like it falls on a straight line. All right? Well, good job, guys.